Welcome back. Today I'm going to be drawing Ladybug from Miraculous, so let's get started. First, going to start with her eye mask. Just going to indicate a little curved line there for her nose. Slightly below that, a curved line for the middle of her mouth. Leaving a little space off to the side. Let's bring a diagonal line down and then back up on the other side. For the shape of her face, 2 curved lines down for her neck. And now we'll round out the rest of her head shape here. So I'm gonna kind of sketch this in slightly to make sure I am happy with the size and shape that I'm making. Here I'm gonna curve a line out for her ear. Okay, inside we'll bring some kind of zigzag lines up, back down for her hair. So for her shoulder, I'm going to round out kind of a line here and then drop it down. Her body's going to be slightly diagonal to this side, so I'm going to bring in a diagonal here. Curved line around here for the top of her shoulder. And we'll bring down some diagonals for her arm. And then bend it for her forearm. Her forearms are fairly thin. It's kind of like a pentagon shape for her hand. I'm going to round out a curved line here for her hip and diagonally down for her leg. Little space in between. Back up for the inside of her leg. This will be about where the knee is. And I'm going to round kind of this, continue this diagonal down. Here's about where her ankle is going to be. So I do put in those kind of guide points to just help me as I'm working. I'm going to put another guide point about here for her shoe or her boot. Round it out, and then we'll meet it back up with kind of this wavy line. Okay, her other leg is going to be diagonally out the other way. And then I'm going to extend this line down at an angle as well. Again, the ankles are fairly thin, so I'll start here where I know they're thin and then kind of add a little bit of width as I work my way toward the knee. Okay, let's not forget about the other arm. We just see the forearm here because the kind of the bicep is behind her on her other side of the body. Round out this kind of pentagon shape again for her fist. Come back down here for her boot. I'm going to go out, diagonally in, slightly down, and then curve it around for kind of the front of the toe, and then back up at a diagonal. Okay, it looks about right. Add in a neckline, her pigtails, one there and one on this side of her head. Again, you can change the shape of this. I'm just kind of sketching this in to my liking. It's a little ribbon here on this side, and let's add the ribbon on the other side. Okay, I'm going to get into the color. So for the majority of the color of Ladybug, I'm going to use red. And this drawing was recommended by one of my students who was really into Miraculous and requested that I add this drawing to my channel. So I'm doing that, and it's a lot of fun to draw, as I am finding that out as I'm doing it. So thank you. I love working on figural stuff, superheroes, and making the shapes and the kind of postures here. It's always been one of my favorite things to draw as an artist. Let's get into, while I have the red out, I'm going to get into the eye mask here. Also, almost forgot the ribbons here. I'm going to use a deep blue for her hair. And I'm sure to follow that contour line as I work down here. So however the lines kind of flow is the way I'm adding color to the piece. I'm going to use a black marker for some detail and outlining, and adding the color to her neck area. And adding some extra kind of lines in here for detail. A little bit of outlining, which helps the drawing to stand out, emphasize some of those lines. I'm going to get into adding some of her ladybug spots. So these can be slightly random. I'm placing them kind of spread out in different areas so they're not kind of all bunched up. Also, an important thing to remember about the spots is we want it to look dimensional. So when you're adding these, add some that are full circle, as well as some that are half circle on the side, to show that they kind of wrap around the suit, kind of like that. This creates some contour and dimension to your piece, and it makes it look much more interesting. A couple more outline pieces, and we're going to call this one finished. Okay, I hope you guys really enjoyed this one. This is Ladybug from Miraculous, and give her a try. It's a lot of fun to draw. Bye.